We don't have to be in it. We can be Amarillo again. We were, but nobody seems to want to go back to that.
Oklahoma City is putting on a full-court press for voters to keep OKC a big league city. It's proposed an almost 100% publicly funded new Thunder Arena.
Opponents say the price is just too high. We went to Seattle where fans told us they learned the hard way, no matter the price, there's always a buyer. At first,
got on the list early for tickets.
It feels like a pep rally.
Dang it, I forgot my earplugs tonight. I usually wear my earplugs because I'm old now.
But inside this state-of-the-art arena,
it's a great atmosphere.
The pageantry is all pro.
Kraken hockey is great.
It's year 3 for the NHL's Seattle Kraken.
It's the greatest sport to watch live.
In this sea of Seattle pride, though,
they were stolen from us. It hurts. I hope they get moved again to somewhere else.
Our sorrows, a mythological sea monster can't sink.
It's an open wound, man. Every time I come here, it's like salt in it. We got to get them back.
Because had this arena come decades sooner, this would still be the home of the Seattle Supersonics in their now 56th year.
It's pretty devastating.
If the Sonics' departure in 2008 for Oklahoma City is an open wound, it still gets bandaged in green and gold.
People are always so surprised to hear it, but our #1 selling team across all professional teams, all collegiate teams, is the Seattle Supersonics. And we sell more Sonic stuff than probably our next top 2 teams combined, just because of how passionate the city is in Seattle for basketball.
But the Sonics came first. Seahawks, Mariners after that. So losing the NBA and losing Sonic basketball was really like losing a part of your soul, man, as a sports fan in this town. Seahawks and Rams.
Dave Softy Mahler is a drive-time host for KJR Sports Radio.
There's a connection, I think, sometimes with the NBA player, especially the star NBA player, that doesn't exist with baseball and football. And for Sonic fans, look, a lot of us just kind of feel like you wake up and they should be there. The Seahawks should be there. The Mariners should be there. Husky football, Cougar football, all these things should be there. You're married, you go home, your wife and kids are there. The Sonics were just like that. Now you wake up one day and they're gone. And it's a terrible, terrible feeling. I mean, you can never explain it to anybody that has never been through it.
The documentary Sonicsgate, Requiem for a Team, tries to explain it. The viral film details how Seattle's other pro teams helped turn Sonic boom to bust.
Both the Mariners and the Seahawks came to the ballot box and asked for new stadiums, partially funded by tax revenue.
Those public dollar deals got done, but stadium fatigue was rampant when the Sonics wanted out of Key Arena.
We were for more important things than using taxpayer dollars.
This time, Seattleites passed an initiative with more than 70% of the vote that made it next to impossible to spend taxpayer money on a new arena.
It was a very clear statement when that passed so strongly that the old model of arena funding was not going to work anymore.
Sonics owner Howard Schultz pleaded with Washington state legislators for a deal, and when one never came, he sold the Sonics to Clay Bennett and an ownership group from Oklahoma City in 2006. The Thunder would eventually become Oklahoma's first and only major sports team.
It's kind of a miracle that we have an NBA team.
OKC Mayor David Holt is the architect of the new arena proposal before voters December 12th. A $900 million facility, $50 million coming from the Thunder, and $850 million coming from a 6-year extension of the current 1-cent sales tax. The price, according to the mayor, for the NBA in a market this small.
We're in no position to expect to drive a hard bargain. We can try to drive a hard bargain, but we will fail.
Mayor Holt says a new larger arena will mean more revenue streams from restaurants, retail, and other fan experiences, bigger concert shows in OKC, and most importantly, keep the Thunder in Oklahoma City through the 2050 season.
We have the smallest arena, the second cheapest arena. We have an aging arena, and we're the 42nd largest market. There's no future for an NBA team in a city that's offering that.
The main issue with this is it is the worst deal in the NBA in more than the last decade. You know, taxpayers are on the hook for 95% of the arena, and we just think it's a really bad deal for Oklahoma City.
Nick Singer with Oklahoma Progress Now says the Thunder owners should be paying more, if not all, of their own arena.
That's the trend in the NBA.
And that's true in some of the NBA's largest markets. The Philadelphia 76ers have announced plans for a 100% privately funded new arena. The LA Clippers paid for all of their new arena under construction now. The Golden State Warriors paid for all of theirs too. In 2018, the Milwaukee Bucks opened a new $524 million arena, and the team paid for more than half of it. The Thunder's $50 million investment is 5.5% of the cost of a new arena.
It's just a bad deal, and we need a better one.
Singer maintains the Thunder owners' deep roots in Oklahoma will keep the team here if this proposal gets voted down.
They have no intention of leaving.
How can you not know how this story ends when it's literally how we got the team?
13 years after the Sonics left Seattle, this city finally did get its newly renovated arena. Climate Pledge is roughly 160,000 square feet larger than the Paycom Center and costs $1.15 billion, and all of it privately funded.
If you can find a private buyer to build the arena, then great, but good luck.
You can imagine there is no love lost between Seattle and OKC.
The Thunder being eliminated from the playoffs every year when they make the postseason is like a holiday in this city. Everybody celebrates it. No matter what religion you are, everybody loves that day.
But even here, when the pain is this deep, you don't wish it upon your worst enemy.
If you're Oklahoma City and you're a basketball fan, if you enjoy these civic assets that bring all this community pride, you can't mess this up, because the minute you say no, somebody else steps in to say yes, and we know that better than you. Trust me.
And if more than $900 million is raised in that 6 years, the mayor says that money could go toward extra construction or even financing costs.
Great story,
Yeah,
Carl.
it's good.
Does Seattle think that maybe they could get the Thunder back?
They don't think they can get well, it's a possibility, but the reason that people in Seattle don't hate Oklahoma City so much right now is that they have Climate Pledge ready to go for a new team, and the talk in the NBA is after the next TV contract, which is after next season, the NBA will expand.
Okay, so
and
they
Las
could get
Vegas
another
and
team.
Seattle are the teams that are talked about the most there. So, but the mayor's point is there's other cities besides Las Vegas and Seattle that could swoop in
That
and
would
be
want
ready.
the Thunder.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if Seattle had voted yes to build a new arena there when all this was going on, they would still be there.
That's why they believed up there, yeah.
Right.
They would still have, yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, they're,
Yeah.
that was the point they were trying to make when
Right.
we were up there for sure.
I mean, yeah.
So early voting, again, it continues tomorrow and then next Tuesday. That's the big vote.
Yep.
So no matter how you feel, get out there. If you're in Oklahoma City, city limits, and vote on that.
Yeah.